What's up, popcorn a poppin', gamers? Welcome to Gamers Go to the Movies, the only podcast that watches every major Hollywood adaptation of a video game franchise. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and with me is Bob.
What's my age again?
Chris Wolfhard.
Welcome to the Ouch.
And Dr. Aggro.
Guns.
And that's right, this time we watched Borderlands, the 2024 film. Ow!
That doesn't sound right. I thought that movie finished filming in 2021. Why didn't it come out until 2024? What is this I'm looking at? They cut 6 characters in editing?
I'd believe it.
One of them was Penn Jillette?
Wow.
Oh, no.
So he was going to be in Borderlands 3 and the movie.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny as hell. Well, as you know, we have to watch every major Hollywood adaptation of a video game movie, and we did a pretty good job of, watching one from every decade from the beginning, and so we needed a 2021, and, well, we're not ready for Minecraft, so here we are with Borderlands, and my god, was I not expecting the exact vibe this gave off. This is a $110 to $120 million film that I cannot stress this enough. It is just the text of what I'm saying. They're not allegations. There's not assertions. There's not weird, I'm using this to say some other statement or imply something about it. This feels like a YouTube fan film that cost over $100 million.
The first thing I wrote in my notes 5 minutes into this was Cowboy Bebop Netflix Season 2.
Yup.
Yeah. No, I get it. 110% I get it. You wrote that and I was like, yep, no, that's it.
Weirdly, I didn't get that vibe so much. Maybe because Cowboy Bebop was something pure to corrupt and Borderlands simply is not.
Yeah, and this is spiritually identical to the game, except I'm not getting dopamine from RPG mechanics, so I think this qualifies as a torture device.
Yeah, I think it's less about the transformation. We're not describing the translation here, and we're describing the endpoint we arrived at.
Also, I don't know, like, none of the dialogue is complete enough to make me cringe like the Cowboy Bebop what is. It feels almost like they forgot to write any dialogue in this movie.
I don't know, every single, Jack Black, it might be time for you to go.
The funniest thing with Claptrap, I didn't even notice it was Jack Black until we paused the movie and it's like, Jack Black is in this. And Bob's like, oh, right, he's Claptrap. And I went, oh, right, he's Claptrap. And then I had to wait until I could tell it was a Jack Black performance.
Yep. I spent the whole time listening like, that is Jack Black, right?
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like you got value for money here, guys.
No.
Somehow Jack Black's Claptrap is less endearing than video game Claptrap.
Oh, it's not even close.
Yeah, I feel like you hire Jack Black because of his onstage performance and make him Claptrap and altering his voice so that you can't even recognize him is like, what did you do?
Then also you're just writing Claptrap jokes.
Yeah, you're not letting him do anything. Like, I suspected Claptrap to sing. I thought that was the point of Jack Black.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that even.
Yeah, it's this whole film. We have to talk about the elephant in the room. This movie's entire plot is written on the basis of Lilith is spoilers for the Borderlands movie. We have to talk about it though. Lilith is the daughter of Iridian, so she has the ability to open the vault. So this story is the story of a girl who left her home planet, who is now forced to go back, find remnants of her mother, and come into more natural contact with who she is and her relationship with her mom and all that stuff. Why is a 50-plus-year-old woman playing this character? It's so weird in every scene.
I have no fucking idea why they got Cate Blanchett to be this character. She's talking to Jamie Lee Curtis, which, by the way, Jamie Lee Curtis, you didn't have to be in this movie. If you needed money, I'd have given you some.
I do. Yeah, start the fund. Do not be in the Borderlands movie fund. I'll be there.
But it's like, oh, you were friends with my mom and left me. And I'm like, she's like 8 years older than you.
Yeah.
No, the best part of that is I look it up at that point. It's something like their age difference is 11 years. And I'm like, okay, this is still a bit of a stretch, but okay, 11 years. She could be, late teens, 20s, and you would still definitively be a child. Got it. Then they show the flashback where Kate Blanchett is played by a child actress. And the other person is played by her with a brown wig?
Yeah, it's like, why do you think you can get away with this?
Like, honestly, I think Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie because she made a bad call. I think Kevin Hart is in this movie because he doesn't care. He'll make it. Cut the check. It felt to me like Kate Blanchett was in this movie because she thought it was fucking funny. Like, they offered it to her and she's like, yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, what gets me is before watching the movie, I was like, sure, I'm up for seeing an action movie where you decide to give a 50-plus-year-old woman like ridiculous cosplay and pretend she's an action hero.
Yeah. No, I'm down for that. I watched John Wick.
Right. And then for some reason they wrote it in a way where that just doesn't work.
Yeah, no,
it's crazy.
Before I watched this movie, a long time ago, I watched, it was forever ago, it was ages ago, I watched a Red Letter Media review, right? Uh-huh. And they bring that up. And I didn't realize... Like, I kind of forgot I even watched that, but once I started watching the movie, I didn't realize how pervasive that was in every scene. Mm-hmm. Like, the dialogue just obstinately refuses to acknowledge the age of the person in it. It's so strange. I had no idea. I did not expect the level of distracting and odd that would be.
Yeah, every single plot point, because the whole story is about her. Like, she's the only one who has anything really going on in the movie, so it's kind of a focus.
Yeah.
I'm sure that must have been terrible for most people watching the movie. I have had a huge crush on Kate Blanchett my entire life, so getting to see a movie with her dressed like she's going clubbing in 2004 was an excellent experience for me.
No, that part's marvelous.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Look, you grew up watching Lord of the Rings. We get it.
She's dressed like Joanna Dark in Perfect Dark Zero. I get it. Her hair's doing the swoop.
Yeah.
Just like she's got, oh my God, the writing in this movie. They do that thing where your principal character's arc is supposed to be, I don't care and I'm not attached to this, and evolves to caring and being attached to this and to people. But you forget to do the part in the middle where she has any reason to do any of that.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the movie.
Yeah. They think that there's supposed to be the subtle implication is like, oh, because they were going to put a collar on the girl, and then her entire character arc changes. It's like, okay, I guess we're going with that now.
Bob, you said something bone-chilling during the movie. I never thought I'd hear you or anyone I know ever say in my life.
Okay.
I believe we fully finished watching the movie, and you turned towards me and you were like, I'm surprised to say, I think they underutilized Kevin Hart.
Yeah, a feat I thought impossible.
He is regrettably one of the better actors in this movie with the material he was given.
He's turning in a subtle performance.
Fucking weird.
So this isn't here nor there, but in the opening scene of this movie where she kills that guy with the sniper rifle and releases the kids from the cage, 2 of those kids are dead. Like,
oh yeah.
Do you understand what a sniper rifle does, Kate Blanchett?
Well, it's a Borderlands sniper rifle. It doesn't go through.
Oh right, so it takes 8 headshots to kill that guy.
You know, some of the special effects in action was so goofy. I told Bob they should have just made the jumping literally look like it does in the game. Like when they were in the sewer sequence.
It almost does.
Oh my God, the fights are so bad.
We got to the scene where she's driving the fucking like the cart that she steals from that guy with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I got to the scene where she's like rolling around in this, like, it looks so bad. It looks like a pre-rendered cutscene from the PS2.
Yeah, it actually looks worse than the video game.
Just stop making movies. Just quit making movies. It's over. The system has failed. If you can't make something that looks more real than this,
It literally made me think of a 2008 music video made and budgeted for YouTube that I could not find because it looked exactly the same.
It baffled me when they were doing the big car chase with this vehicle. Or, no, not this one. The truck and a bunch of other people chasing the truck. It looked almost like they were trying to make it look like toys. Like it was someone would set it up with like micro machines. Like, oh, that's the way the physics looked in it. It was like, what is any of this?
So weird.
Yeah. It seemed intentionally poorly done. But I guess that's just where we're at now.
This movie is a complete mess.
No, yeah.
Countless moments are just bizarre as they go, okay, well, you need to get to this really tall building, and at the top of that, you'll use a passcode and do all these things to get. By the way, it is right outside the backside of this door.
We're going to need 3 keys. Oh, we really only needed 2? You were the 3rd key. It's like, how did that not come up till now?
Because in editing, we realized we wanted to cut a whole ass load of this movie.
Yeah, which seeing how many characters are cut, it makes perfect sense. Multiple times during the movie, I was like, this feels like a callback to a moment you cut out.
Yeah, the T, for example, at the end is a really good example of this is a payoff moment to what?
Mm-hmm.
So this apparently, I think Eli Roth wanted his name taken off this, but did not successfully get it off the way the writer got theirs off. Didn't fucking Craig Mazin write on this?
The record as it is says that Craig Mazin, co-writer of Chernobyl, writer of Chernobyl, and co-writer of The Last of Us HBO, alleges he never wrote on this, and he definitely didn't try to get his name changed or taken off and succeeded. He never wrote on this. He promises. He doesn't know why people say he did. He definitely didn't. I should have preempted that with, and also writer of Scary Movie 3 and 4.
I think they also, a completely unrelated editor did, re-edited it after, because Eli Roth didn't even get to oversee, the editing or the reshoots. He had to go do another movie. Tim Miller from fucking Deadpool directed the reshoots.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to fully confess, I don't have a good eye for this kind of thing. So if I'm like, wow, the editing in this movie is terrible, it has to be really bad. And yet I noticed constantly how bad so many of the cuts were. It's like, this is awful. What are you doing?
And I think a product of that is the movie being weird about how it carries itself in between places. Like there's that shootout in the subway where you're sitting there wondering, or in the sewers where you're wondering wait, what's the structure of this again? Like the locked gate with the psychos on the other side is there. How did they just get there? Oh, they were in a side tunnel that they didn't once establish as a side tunnel from, okay. And then again, them sneaking out of the city in a trash thing.
Yeah.
Felt like it was another payoff or a moment you should have set up ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a punchline that you didn't establish the joke to, in a sense.
Yeah, and it's just filled with that. It feels like with the tunnel scene, almost every action sequence feels like it has something like that where you didn't establish the geometry of the space.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bizarre. Even the opening scene where Kevin Hart rescues the girl.
Yeah.
It's just confusing.
Yeah, because we don't establish him coming into the space station. We don't establish what the larger concept of the space station is and all these other things through showing any of it. It's just the only things that exist on the space station is her room and the hallway outside of it.
Right. And they don't even establish that he's that short. They just have them talk about that. And then you notice much later in the movie when they stand next to each other in the same shot.
But Kevin Hart is short in real life, and this is a joke based on that.
Okay.
Yup.
They had to establish Tiny Tina makes jokes, so they opened the movie with her making a joke.
Also, man, I didn't know that the performance of a Tiny Tina character was this hard. I didn't even conceive that you just couldn't do it. It's like, oh, you need to act deranged. Do that, child. It's like, I can't. I will simply say my lines and look at the camera. It's like, how?
I mean, that's what child actors do. That's a good reason to not have them in your movie.
I don't know why they
that-
needed her to be this young in the movie. You could have had her be in her teens, in her 20s.
They could have.
You could have easily.
You could just find a short lady and say she's 15. They do it all the time. They're called shows set in high school.
I mean, also, The Last of Us literally did that.
Look at who is the main character of this movie. If she is in her 30s, we can pretend anything.
We will not be wondering about the child who's a little older than you might think. We will be a little distracted by other age gaps.
Yeah, but you can also, like, decent child actors do exist. We had, like, that whole Skeleton Crew Star Wars show had better child actors than this. And it's a Star Wars TV show. Come on.
Wild.
This movie's entire plot didn't need to exist. I don't know why you would walk all the way around the block to write a Borderlands movie like that. Like, you're on a planet who's famous for, one, having a mystery box somewhere on it, and two, attracting a bunch of colorful characters who sometimes team up to find the mystery box. Mm-hmm. You're done, bro. Clock out. We don't need to invent a whole bunch of other horse shit to base the Borderlands movie around. It's not like you're going to pay it off anyway.
I think that my favorite part of the movie, actually, was Marcus. And him just going with the full Borderlands 1 opening sequence no matter what.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love that he identifies people by their guns they carry, and then also, shit talks them immediately, tries to upsell them on a gun. Mm-hmm. I love his delivery. I love his shitty infomercial. There's so much going on with him.
Yeah.
He's delightful.
The guns. Uh-huh. Okay. The pistols that they have in this movie look good. Like, the guns you see, those are shaped like Borderlands guns. This is impressive. How the fuck did you drop the ball this hard? Every character has guns that shoot normal bullets. They're the most boring selection of Borderlands guns you could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the action in this movie is Tiny Tina throwing either stuffed animals or nondescript grenades.
It is bizarre there's not even one scene that references wacky guns. Like, there's not one scene where they're in the psycho base and one of the characters picks up some weird looking gun and it shoots a bunch of energy balls that bounce around and kill a bunch of people. But maybe that was in all the shit they cut. Because part of the reason the fight scenes are so bad is because they weren't sure what this movie was going to be rated initially. So when they decided PG-13... every single action scene had to be edited to remove things like heads exploding, that kind of destroyed the flow of every single one of these scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed while watching, I was like, wait, this is clearly PG-13. Why?
They don't know.
You want to talk about one of the first moments where I'm like, wow, we can't even put one whole scene together right.
Okay.
When our main character, Cate Blanchett, I assume that's the character's name, walks into Tiny Tina's trailer.
Oh, God.
And there's a cut where Tiny Tina's supposed to clearly have shoved her down or something.
Or caused her to drop her tool or something. Something happened.
Yeah, something happened, but the movie doesn't have the something that caused it to happen, and then just has Lilith's fucking thing fly out of her hand inexplicably under the bed while Tiny Tina now acts more mischievous.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then she, like, warps to the top of the building. And Lilith warps outside.
She's like, can you get the thing off of the bed? And she's like, okay, I'll get the thing. She had a goofy Tiny Tina-esque name. I could not remember it for the life of me.
Badonkadonk.
Of course. And there were multiple things on the bed, but she instantly knew which one was Badonkadonk. And as she grabbed Badonkadonk, its eyes lit up, and then it was like, oh, it's an explosion! Ah! And then that's when Tiny Tina flash steps to the top of the building, and we start a fight sequence that's all throwing explosives and the most dog shit thing you've seen in a really long time. It is impressive that this movie cannot cut a cohesive scene for the life of itself. And the moment they involve action, it gets 10 times worse.
Yeah. I think it's very strange the main villain, Atlas, he's not a famous actor. I looked him up and I couldn't recognize any of the movies. And it just seems weird with this whole thing. It feels like you got a bunch of B tier, at least celebrities. You didn't try and get that for the main villain when that's supposed to be one of the main things in the Borderlands. Like Handsome Jack's one of the most important characters in that franchise.
Mm-hmm. Right, like that would be where you do the stunt cast.
And he doesn't I'm sorry, my man. You do not do a good job in this movie. It is complete. You sell that villain terribly.
Yeah, no, he's not just a not known actor. He's just bad. Like, it doesn't work.
He has no charisma,
Right.
and that's the problem. Like, he's completely flat.
Mm-hmm.
He might have realistically portrayed a corporate piece of shit rich billionaire, trillionaire. Maybe. But it doesn't, the performance does nothing for anyone. It's truly bizarre. Truly bizarre. We gotta get on to our segments. Let's get our last comments out before we move on.
I think it's uplifting that completely incompetent jackbooted thug has now become a role we're putting women into. Because that female commander sure is a joke every time she's on screen.
Yeah.
And it just made me think, I was thinking like the Star Wars sequels also make the bumbling evil commander a lady. How strange. Also, why wasn't Handsome Jack the villain of this movie? Borderlands has one villain anybody knows. Were you insecure because the voice actor wrote all his fucking dialogue?
I think they were going to save that for a sequel.
Oh,
That's what I
the
assumed.
hubris. Oh my God. It was amazing when we teed up I remember my childhood now. We're going to do the flashback that explains why I'm the special. And it's her mom going, Lilith, you're special. End of flashback.
Yeah, it's
Chosimba.
It will be significant.
yeah.
This movie really is that bad. I'm trying to think if there are any last. I think I covered every aspect I feel like is worth covering with this. Kevin Hart, weirdly moderate performance.
And also
Very strange.
Not there as much as you would expect from it being a Kevin Hart.
And even despite that, he's also radically underdeveloped as a character.
Oh yeah, no.
We finished the movie and it's like, wait, what was Roland's deal?
Yeah,
He was
why
a
did he
member
betray?
of that. Okay, and then okay.
We really didn't get much there.
What a nightmare.
I feel like we got more from Psycho.
Yeah, no, Krieg is emblematic of we are familiar enough with this property to make a movie out of it, but we don't actually know anything about it, understand it, or give a shit.
Yeah, I forget which scene it was during the movie, but I'm like, something happened, and I looked at Bob, and I was like, hey, there you go. The writer read a wiki entry. Because I had that exact vibe of like, oh, that's a thing in the thing. Well, we did what we think that does. Oh, man. Any other comments before we get on to our world famous segments, such as, is this worse than Tekken?
Okay. The final action sequence where Lils has the powers.
Uh-huh.
And one of the main sections of where she used her power to float Tiny Tina above a big hole.
It was an epic moment.
It was so bad I kept cracking up over it. It was just like, how is this your main thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like... this is a dumb comparison, but it's kind of like you would expect that from Tim and Eric directing a superpower Marvel film of like the epic scene is they're floating and invincible now so they can shoot their guns and be like, yeehaw, and blow everyone up.
Yeah. No, you brought up Tim and Eric a few times while we watched this movie, and you weren't wrong to do it.
No, yeah, it definitely has the vibes of, but you did this terribly, intentionally, right? But it's not far enough to sell you on that. It just looks just as bad.
Mm-hmm.
We should change the segment. It's no longer, is this worse than Tekken? It's, is this the worst Borderlands product?
That would require me to play the only thing that I think could beat it. Tales from the Borderlands 2.
2, yeah. Mm-hmm. A very concerning task.
Yeah.
Which I know must be bad because every single Borderlands game pleaded with you to buy it for several months whenever you booted them.
I heard some people like the first one. I don't know about...
Yeah, some people like the first one.
Yeah.
Nobody liked the second
I
one.
haven't heard anything about the second one. If you know something about the second one, sound off in the comments.
Yeah, I heard there was something about, didn't they fire every voice actor or something?
Oh, yeah, that was
that
one,
was
wasn't
between I assume, I mean, it also would have happened in Tales from the Borderlands 2, but like the main character of the first Tales from the Borderlands is a major character in Borderlands 3 and just has a different voice actor.
So let's get on to our segments. Gentlemen, this is very simple. Thumbs up, down, or sideways. We're going to start with Dr. Aggro.
Down.
Chris Wolfhard?
Thumbs down.
Bob?
Yeah, down.
This is the fastest this segment has ever been. I'm also going to give it a thumbs down. This is terrible. It is genuinely a bad film. And I might argue, as we head into our next segment, possibly worse than the Tekken film? Maybe? We're going to start with Dr. Aggro. Dr. Aggro, is this worse than the Tekken film?
I have agonized over this. And in the end, I think what it's going to come down to for me is that I still think I think Tekken is probably a worse made movie, but the Borderlands movie was infinitely an easier tee up and a much larger waste of resources. I'm going to say yes. This is worse than Tekken. It is a much bigger crime.
I'm also going to say this is worse than Tekken. Tekken has a lot of problems. This, weirdly enough, similar spiritually in that it's really good cosplay and rotten action sometimes.
Yeah.
Yup.
And a plot that doesn't make sense moment to moment at very least. And this movie just doesn't have the epic post-credit sequence of Heihachi Mishima going, I'm Heihachi and you will obey me. And the guy goes, okay. I am surprised this didn't have a post-credits. That was weird.
Yeah, they must have realized while putting it together, oh no, we're not getting a sequel to this.
Oh, I didn't even think to check. I'm like, oh, it's the credits. I'm done.
You're just like beep, 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 like an aircraft telling you to eject. Chris, we're going to you next. Is this worse than Tekken?
Yes. I kind of agree with Aggro's stance that Tekken might be worse on a purely technical level, like a craftsmanship level. But this is Borderlands is the absolute lowest version of what it feels like all pop culture has become. Like, it is literally the toxic runoff of pop culture. It is worse.
Yeah, that's why I said it felt like a $120 million fan film on YouTube. Bob.
I am really torn because, yes, it's probably technically worse than Tekken in many ways. But at the same time, I enjoyed watching it more because it was a constant, like, they have so much money and they could literally do anything in the next scene. And it almost always was, they decide to do nothing instead.
Bob's like, wise move, masterful Gambit movie. Do you think there's someone out there watching movies like that?
The statistical probability of this movie continuing to suck is astronomical. Oh my God, they did it again.
Yeah, so I don't know. I was more excited while watching this than I ever was while watching Tekken. So I'm going to say that it wasn't worse than Tekken.
Okay.
Fair.
Next segment, we got to rank the star power of this film on a scale of 1 to 5. I'll go ahead and come in. I'm going to say this gets a strong 4 just because you've got Jack Black and Kevin Hart. You've got Cate Blanchett and that actress I keep forgetting the name of for some fucking reason, Jamie Lee Curtis. This is this is a pretty strong cast. This is a Hollywood film. Mm-hmm. There's no questioning it. Sure, you don't have a Tom Cruise, a Brad Pitt, a Keanu Reeves, but you have a list of people here that makes you a Hollywood movie definitively, inarguably. So I'm giving it a strong 4. Let's move on to Chris.
This had shockingly a lot. Shockingly, maybe the most of any movie we've done so far.
And possibly will ever do? Because even the Minecraft movie just has Jack Black.
Well, and Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa.
I'm giving this a 5. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis is a real actress. Kate Blanchett is a real actress. Jack Black was respected at one point in time.
He shows up in the popular movies.
Like, Jamie Lee Curtis has Golden Globes. I'm pretty sure she's been nominated for an Oscar. And she's in the Borderlands movie.
Dr. Aggro?
Yeah, I mean, this is a raft of names that they cast because they were recognizable to buoy the project. It's for the realm of video game adaptations. Yeah, I think this has got to be a 5.
Bob.
Yeah, they might be right. Like, I don't think we will ever see one with this many stars. That seems crazy. I don't like giving it a 5 out easily, but yeah, every main character basically, except the main villain, is a known Hollywood big actor.
Man, if they had gotten someone like really solid for the villain and very marketable, yeah, that would have, it would have sold me on the 5 100%. But that is an obvious missing hole in this.
It is, because he's honestly more important to the movie than Kevin Hart ends up being.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and let it have a 5.
Oh, yeah. Understandable. Clearly a lot of star power behind this $120 million film that took 3 years to actually finish edit. This is an interesting category this time. Every time it has its ups and downs. This is our faithfulness index on a scale of 1 to 100. How faithful was this to the Borderlands games? We're going to go ahead and let Dr. Aggro start.
Like, a bunch of the stuff in it looks like Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. There's a remarkable absence of some of the other stuff that's in Borderlands that should have been in this.
Do you mean like proper noun wise or spiritually? Like what the persona
I mean, like guns.
is?
I mean,
Okay.
like big guns that do weird shit. Like there's a hatch that has doll written on it. Like there's so much that's just been stripped out of this movie to make room for terrible Hollywood schlock. I guess an 80. Like it's a solid B.
Bob.
Yeah, it does. It feels Borderlands-esque in many ways. And it looks like Borderlands. But everyone's ages are completely wrong and all sorts of other weird problems. So I'm going to let it at a 75.
Chris?
I felt the exact same way watching this as I felt inside every single Borderlands cutscene I've ever seen. So I'm going to give it a 90.
I'm going to give it an 85. I feel like a lot of the visual identity of Borderlands is there. There's faithfulness, broadly speaking, to the world, you know, Pandora and other elements of it. The divide comes in when we're talking about, you know, the gun culture gone. Right. The tone of the comedy completely gone. And certain characters really not landing what they should. I think that's where all the divide comes from. Normally you have bigger divides in video game adaptations when it comes to visual identity, lore, and other things.
Oh, for sure.
Just look at the first Mario Brothers movie. But I think it got pretty close. I think it's just you fully mastered the shape of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's inside what counts, and that's where the divide is. My God, what a bizarre category this is for this game. Do you consider this a suitable substitute for the game? Bob, is this movie a suitable substitute for the game?
I mean, I guess you could watch it instead of Borderlands 1. You'd be confused as to why none of that is relevant. It didn't even have the doctor. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. Yeah, you also don't have the hunter, and that's like one of the big things in 2. So I guess you couldn't use it as a substitute. It's close though.
I'm going to say this isn't a very good substitute, just from the angle of, you don't get Roland screaming, "I never die." You don't get any of the things. He didn't throw out a turret once.
He didn't.
There's all these things where it's just like, no, that's the core identity of Borderlands 1, and we're just completely missing that because we wanted to make a movie that hurries everyone around to different set pieces to do largely nothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say you don't get to watch this and be like, yeah, I know what's in Borderlands 1. Dr. Anger, how do you feel about those?
Yeah, no. Like there are some games where, yes, you watch the movie and you miss out on the gameplay, but you still get the fantasy and then the story and the memory of the experience. Any movie is not going to do to your brain chemistry what a Borderlands game will do. And 2, this film specifically is a proper substitute for trying to lance a boil with a golf pencil. So, no.
Chris, what do you think?
If you want to know, can I tolerate the writing in a Borderlands game? Just watch this movie and it'll tell you. Otherwise, no. I'm coming down on no. Because it doesn't have any of the things that are actually good in those games, of which there are some.
So really, in your case, it's less a substitute and more of an allergy test?
Yes.
I can't believe this. These categories are the weirdest they've ever been for this. Hey, do you think they should have turned this back into a video game? This thing that mostly looks... Yeah, it should have been AI generated. I'm going with yes.
Jesus.
I think there's something to be said for homeopathic Borderlands that gets diluted down to a micron, and they go, "This is it. This is just like what you like. This is what you ordered." I think they should have gone through with it. I think they should have been legally required to do it. Dr. Agar, what do you think? Should they have made this back into a video game?
I think if you made this movie into a video game with hastily remixed concepts and characters from Borderlands and ripped out 90% of the guns, you should go to prison. No.
But imagine it's like a Naughty Dog linear action movie game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, yeah, I guess we would just make it as a third-person shooter.
And there are 4 guns.
Right, there are 4
the whole
guns.
game.
And you get 2 kinds of grenades, maybe.
And the game's 5.5 hours long at most.
Yeah.
Then at the end, you get your fucking Firebird powers, and it's the end of Resistance 1. You're just running through psychos while screaming them into liquid.
So, Bob, you're coming...
No, that's 2.
Are you? Yeah, it was. Bob, are you coming down on yes?
No. Though it's very, very funny that we came to the conclusion it'd be a Naughty Dog game.
Uh-huh.
They still didn't do it.
Ah, damn. Chris, do you think they should turn this back into a video game?
Oh man, but what if they're constantly making reference to how old Kate Blanchett is?
Then that would be the funniest video game ever made.
Obviously.
Chris, what do you think? Should they have turned this back into a video game?
No, they shouldn't.
Hear me out, though. What if it was a Sega CD FMV game? Which is our next segment. No? Oh, okay. Bob?
All of these are cut together so jarringly. Like every single scene, every single action is already feels like it could be a Sega CD game. You might as well just do it, guys. Just like, okay, hit the button, don't get hit by the piss. It's like, you didn't roll up the window. You're hit by the piss, sorry.
They play the footage of rolling the window down backwards, and then it's like, mission cleared. You didn't get pissed. I'm going to say no. I don't think the core action here is good enough to hang a Sega CD game off of. That's pretty dire.
What if we got Kevin Hart to call you dog meat? Would that do it? Would that sell it?
Then I would say yes. If he said dog meat in the movie, then this would be an instant yes. Because it's a Sega CD FMV game. But he didn't, so I'm going with no. Aggro.
The idea of being subjected to the Borderlands movie, except I have to like hit buttons to advance it instead of getting to dick around on my phone to protect myself from it is harrowing. No.
And our final category. Is this movie normal person friendly? I'm going to go first. I'm going to say no for the reason of I don't want to imply that normal people are brain dead and that they would love this movie despite it being mush and uninteresting and having bad action scenes and no one in it getting to really live up to their potential. I'm going to say no. I would not say, hey, normal friend of mine, let's watch the Borderlands movie, which is the ultimate litmus test here, right? Are you willing to say, hey, normal person, yeah, you watch this. You want this.
Mm-hmm.
And assume they won't show up at your house with a pipe wrench to beat you to death. Aggro, how do you feel?
I'm not going to go to bat for all of the writing in the Borderlands series. I love those games, but I think it would be doing them a disservice to bring some rando into this movie and leave them with the impression that this is what they're like. This would be an unkind thing to drop someone into. Like, I played Borderlands. I kind of deserved this movie. No, I would not bring a regular person to it.
Bob, would you?
No, there's like nothing good enough for that. It's not funny bad even. It's just a bad film. Like when they see the horrible looking CG cars, they'll just think that maybe this is a reference to the game, but they won't even know. They won't even know it just looks bad.
I think they would just see it looking bad and go, wow, this looks bad.
Yeah.
I don't think people see bad CG and go, is this a reference? I think that's a distinctly not normal person thing to do.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, normal people, I don't think they get anything out of this. Anything at all. So no.
Chris, would you recommend or take a normal person to go see this movie?
No. Presumably, if I'm taking someone to see a movie, I would like to continue having a relationship with them. And this seems like a good way for that to stop.
Would you take the damaged and long going on relationship person to go see this movie to hope that it's the breaking point and you can finally escape this relationship?
Will you be free?
Top 10 movies that break up with her for you.
I don't even think it's useful for that. It truly is nothing.
That's our new category. Would you take a person you're in a horrible relationship with that won't end to this movie, hoping that it does the job? Why did this video game movie podcast have this segment? Oh, well, I won't think about it too much. Anyways, that's going to do it for our Borderlands review. Yeah, I sure had to watch that movie for the show, and I don't like that. That's the first time we watched a movie, and I genuinely wish that never happened. Not like the movie never happened. Obviously, many people in this podcast would wish that Doom 2005 did not occur.
Yeah.
But I genuinely wish we did not have to watch this film to finish this project.
It's bad when I was going into this like, okay, I need to pick out the worst character, the best character. Wait, no, it's not that show.
I did that myself.
What? Hey, what's your favorite scene, Bob?
I didn't get that far. Jesus. That's good. Way too much.
I can't tell you what my favorite scene was. It's all so bad and similar. They hit it at a trash thing. That was memorable even slightly because of how jarring it was and the fact it felt like it was set up. It should have been set up at all. And it wasn't. So that's my favorite scene. Bob, go.
They found the second key of 3 and then they're like, we actually don't need to find a third one.
Okay, Dr. Egger, what's your favorite scene?
I'm sorry, that phrase is still ringing in my head. It's all so similar and terrible. I guess maybe when the bad CG car came out, I'm like, hey, it's like the bad CG car in the original.
And Chris, you get to end us with what your favorite scene in this was.
Oh, God.
Piss.
God, it's so fucking bad. bad.
It really
Okay,
is.
the sequence where they're driving the truck around the tentacle monster, because I zoned out and it's like I'm watching a Mass Effect movie. It looks identical.
It's a shame we didn't get a Mass Effect live action film.
Oh, don't write it off yet.
I mean, it's true. It can still happen.
Although I guess now it'd probably be a TV show.
Yeah, that's the problem. The executive producers for this month's GigaBoots videos are Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Cooper Tank, BN12, Rado, and Veernvarm. Thank you very much to our executive producers, and also these guys. If you want to become an executive producer or a normal patron, head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.